Like a Hellcat.
Hello everyone, welcome to another Minecraft video. Today we will be reviewing the Snapshot 22W12A for 1.19, the Wild Update. This update brings back the Warden and adds chest boats. Let's get straight into the video. Everything in this chest is what was added. We got all these variants of boats with chests. We got the Warden Mob back into the game. We got a new enchantment, Swift Sneak, comes in 3 different levels. Goes on leggings, a deep dark biome change, Sculk sensor changes, and the Sculk Shrieker functionality, and the darkness effect has been added. First, let's start with the Sculk sensor changes. So here I am, just making vibrations. It also has a range of 8 blocks. That means that is the maximum it can detect you, 8 blocks in each direction. But if I go on top of it, it will activate, even though I am sneaking and not even moving. Even if I were to uncrouch, it still keeps going off, trying to send signals. Once I get off, it is good. And breaking it now without Silk Touch gives off XP. Oh, and there goes the Sculk Shrieker. And there's the Warden. Does it not come out of the ground anymore? Or is it just a bug? Oh, there it goes. I have no idea what that was about, but... Oh, what? Oh. Yeah, that was also weird. So I guess the animation still needs some work. And also, right now I have the darkness effect, which is a new effect you get from the Warden and Sculk Shrieker. It only lasts for 12 seconds. And once it reaches 6, it goes back to 12, as long as you are near the Warden. Right now it is trying to find me. Yeah, to keep sniffing, that's what it does. And if I were to step on this Sculk sensor, it would give a signal to the Warden, and then it would go over to it. That is the final change of the Sculk sensor, by the way. If the darkness effect is too much for you, go to accessibility settings, and right here you can find darkness pulsing. Controls how much the darkness effect pulses when stuff gives it to you, like the Warden and Sculk Shrieker. You can turn it off, and 100 is the default, which I would keep it on. Honestly, I think this is kind of cheaty, but yeah, you can turn the pulsing down if you would like. Let's talk more about the Warden. The Warden can attack any mob other than other Wardens, but its main goal is to kill players. The Warden also has a new attack animation compared to the experimental Snapshot. It happens quick, so here is a slowed down version of it. Let's see what happens when we name the Warden Dinnerbone. Will it flip upside down? It indeed will. It looks pretty funny, actually. And its underneath texture seems very plain, like light black. Oh, it did the animation upside down. That's cool looking and weird at the same time. Oh, poor bunny. I guess they are not friends after all. Look, the Warden is smiling. It turned its frown upside down, thanks to naming it Dinnerbone. Yes, I knew the Warden would smile one day, and today is that day. Now, naming a Warden with a name tag, that's the only way you can name it, but naming a Warden with a name tag causes it to never despawn, so it will never go back into the ground. Instead, it will just keep sniffing until it hears vibrations, and then seeks out players. But, as you can see, causing vibrations in creative does not alert the Warden. If, however, you keep the Warden from noticing you for 60 seconds, it will go back under the ground. As long as it is not on liquid, this is what it looks like. Note that the sound of the digging animation is currently bugged. Here we are on the experimental Deep Dark Snapshot that released last month. This is what it should sound like. When a player activates a Sculk Shrieker, you are actually able to cancel it pretty much by just walking away from it or flying away, whatever you do that gets a distance from the Sculk Shrieker, and as you can see, no Warden. Alright, so I came back onto the experimental Deep Dark Snapshot to test something out. As you can see, the cities are here, but they are not right now. So if I were to throw healing on the Warden, it would actually take damage, and harming would not do damage, it would actually heal it. And the Smite Sword, right here, yeah, would do more damage to it. This is because the Warden is classed as an undead mob in this snapshot. which, as you can probably guess, in the current snapshot, it is not. Now, if we summon a Warden and a Wither, let's see how this goes. As you can see, the Warden did no damage to the Wither. This is because undead mobs are not able to do damage to the Wither. That's just how it always been. And here it is getting angry again, so we can show it off again. Also, you can see the old attack animation, which looked very weird. Luckily, it was updated as I showed earlier. But yeah, no damage to the Wither. Warden cannot do damage onto the Wither. And healing will damage them both. Harming will heal them both. Okay, back onto the normal snapshot. Let's go into this microbiome swamp and spawn a Warden. And if we throw healing on it, no damage. It is being healed even though it is at full health. And yeah, you can see that it's obviously no longer classed as undead. And if we were to grab harming splash potions, it would indeed damage the Warden. Also, smite no longer does extra damage to the Warden, just get your sharpness 5. This also means the Warden can now attack the Wither properly and do damage. In fact, it does do serious damage. Just like any other hostile mob, parrots can imitate Wardens. This is what it sounds like. Let's get a better look at the Warden emerging animation, since last time it was very, very buggy. Let's see if it works this time. Yep, it definitely is. Alright, now I get the darkness effect because I am in survival. Now let's see what happens when it tries to find me. Let's not even move, let's just let it sniff me out. So it's coming closer to me. Now it's sniffing right here. And now it notices me a little bit, but not that much. It needs to sniff to me. It needs to sniff me again. Or if I just bump into it, it will also notice me instantly. So let's do that. I bumped into it, and now it is angry, and now it will attack me. Very fast, too. The Warden has some interesting mechanics with liquids such as lava right here. So if we spawn one in the lava, it just bounces out like it's bouncing on slime blocks. And it does not even take burning damage, it just keeps bouncing. And if this was a lava flow, it would just like swim up it like no problem. Also does not burn it on fire, also does not even burn on magma blocks. Now let's see what happens when you place a Warden in water. As you can see, it does not drown, it goes back up to the surface of the water. Now let's put a frog down to see if it will attack it. So it can actually swim through water very, very well, and it now is angry at the frog. Let's see how fast it can get to the frog. Yeah, look at that. It's moving really fast, almost like it was on land, and just like that, it got the frog easily. Let's see what happens when we summon a Warden underwater. Is it even possible, or will it, like, just fail to summon? Oh! It definitely summoned in the coolest possible shoot up from the waterway. You know, usually I dislike Minecraft bugs, but if this is a bug, this looked awesome. And let's just get rid of that just in case. And now it is chasing the fishes. Now let's see what happens if we summon it under lava. So here we are in the Nether. This is no aquifer or anything like that. Oh, yep. It did technically the same exact thing, and yeah, it can summon from liquid. Now it will probably find the Striders, but although it does not really seem to be able to swim in the lava, although in lava streams it can like shoot up like a bubble column, so like those lava things, you know, like the lava pouring down from the Nether, the lava streams. So it can climb up those very easily, although it does not seem to swim through lava easily, just bounces up repeatedly. All the times you've seen me summon a Warden in this video, I only had to activate a Sculk Shrieker once, but that is not always the case. You see it's a 3-strike thing, so I just activated one right here. This is 1 strike, and in the subtitles it says Warden approaches, and I get darkness effect for 12 seconds. It also has a 7-second cooldown, the Sculk Shrieker that is, and if we activate it a second time, the same thing will happen, except it will say Warden advances instead. We still get the darkness effect for 12 seconds, and yeah, if we activate it one more time, so let's just do this one, and it will now summon the Warden, as you can see right here, and of course we will get darkness again. Oh, and by the way, the Warden has 500 health points. Sculk Shriekers are not able to be activated when a Warden is nearby. There are 3 ways to activate a Sculk Shrieker, one by stepping on it, the other by a Sculk sensor, and the third final option is with a redstone signal. Let's say you activated a Sculk Shrieker 2 times, but it has been over 10 minutes since you did so. Then one of the Sculk Shrieker strikes would go down, meaning you only have 2 more chances until a Warden gets summoned. And if you wait another 10 minutes, you will have refreshed the Sculk Shrieker strikes. You can tell how angry the Warden is by looking and listening to the Warden's chest. Each time it hears a vibration or knows something is close, the heart will go faster, and you can also hear it going faster as well. So let's just bump into it so it can get its maximum angry. And as you can see, it is super angry because the heart or the chest is going extremely fast, and you can hear it also going extremely fast. There is this interesting property with wool that is not in the snapshot, and it is where if you place it on a Sculk block, it would still cause vibrations sending to the Sculk sensor, but as you can see, that is not the case here. So here we are in the experimental Deep Dark Snapshot, and if we were to place it down, you can see it would send vibrations, but not on the Sculk Catalyst or on any other block. But it only seems to work when placing it down, not breaking it or walking on it. So it acts like normal wool once you place it down, but if you break it, nothing happens, only placing it. We all know the Warden is the first blind mob in the game, but if we were to spectate it, it is actually not appearing to be blind, so maybe it just refuses to use its power of sight, maybe? But on a serious note, why is it able to, see through spectator mode? They should make it just, pitch black or something, like what blind people do see. Unfortunately, for all players, Wardens are able to disable shields, so it now has a cooldown, although that happens pretty fast. So here is a slow version of this clip. We all thought about pillaring the Warden, since it will not be able to reach us, but if we were to tower up 5 blocks, that would indeed be the case, although that is not the case if we go 1 more block down, so it can reach you up to 4 blocks, but not a block higher. So we all know the Warden is a hostile mob, so does it spawn on peaceful difficulty? Well, let's find out. And I am talking about summoning it, not just spawning it in. So, okay, one of them is activating, and yep, just as I thought. It is not able to spawn on peaceful difficulty. Let's try again, though, just to be sure. You will just be hearing Warden whine noises, but it will not actually pop out of the ground. That is everything about the Warden, but how do you obtain the Sculk blocks? So here is a netherite hoe with no enchantments, and if we were to just harvest them like this, hoe is the most efficient tool, by the way, even with the bone types. Oh, and they all drop XP except for the Sculk vein. And also, if you break a Sculk Shrieker while it is activating, a Warden will still not spawn. Now let's harvest the Sculk blocks with a Silk Touch netherite hoe. So let's start off with the Sculk Shrieker so it does not shriek. And as you can see, we got all the block types, no XP, except for the Sculk Shrieker. So apparently you are not able to obtain the Sculk Shrieker in survival anymore. This was not like that before. Let me prove it to you. So here I am once again in the Deep Dark Experimental Snapshot, and here are some Sculk Shriekers, and here is a normal netherite hoe. Breaking it does not even give off XP in this version. Now I will use a Silk Touch netherite hoe, and as you can see right there, I actually collected it. Let's do multiple. As you can see, it keeps on dropping with the Silk Touch hoe. And yeah, very interesting that you can no longer get these in survival. This is probably the solution to not have wardens spawn everywhere, even though they still do, even in all the 3 dimensions. This is a bad thing if you want to decorate with the Silk Shrieker, but it is a good thing for griefers not griefing your base with wardens. Oh, and they are also not pushable by pistons, and they are no longer found when spreading Sculk with Sculk catalysts. Now for that Deep Dark biome change. There has only been one change in the snapshot to the Deep Dark biome. That is, it is no longer flooded. Well, that's what it says, but sometimes I did see them being flooded. But as you can see, I am looking around with this lag. Sorry about that. Oh, there we go. And it does not seem that any of this Sculk is flooded. So it is next to a lava lake, but that is technically not flooded. Off topic, but I am seeing a lack of Sculk Shriekers, which makes the biome a lot less challenging. But anyway, yeah, as you can see, does not seem to be flooded. I think it still will sometimes. It did not say in the changelog that it was completely fixed. Oh, here is a big Sculk cave right here, aka Deep Dark. It is spawning a mine shaft in the Deep Dark, which I feel like no structures, except for the upcoming ancient cities, should spawn in the Deep Dark. But yeah, there are still like liquid in the Deep Dark. But yes, as you can see, not flooded, at least this one. The Swift Sneak enchantment has returned in this snapshot. It is right here on the leggings, actually. It is no longer on boots, as you can see Swift Sneak 3 on these netherite leggings. So they are the first exclusive enchantment to leggings. They have been moved from boots, but let's see what happens when you do try to put them on boots. It works, of course, because, I mean, it should not, but probably because we are in creative. So let's try in survival. Yep, does not seem to work. Even if you did put them on boots, the enchantment would not even do anything. Swift Sneak is currently not obtainable in survival. It will be found exclusively in the upcoming ancient city structure. This enchantment comes in 3 different levels. Right now I am crouching normally, and each level gives off more speed. Let's compare. So let's start off with Swift Sneak 1. We are sneaking and we're going slightly faster than without any Swift Sneak. Now let's put on Swift Sneak 2. We are going ever so slightly faster than 1, but 3 is the best one you would want. And let me show you why. Swift Sneak 3 is the fastest, as you can see right here. It's kind of like the same as walking, and running and then sneaking makes it go faster, and even jumping too, although this kind of seems overpowered. No matter how fast you are sneaking, as long as you are sneaking, you are unable to activate the Sculk sensors unless you step on them. Same with the Sculk Shrieker. Boats with chests are finally in Minecraft. So this is a mangrove one. So if we were to go in and select our inventory, the boat with chest is there. Now we can store all of our items inside. And we can also row, and it still breaks lily pads. Acts exactly pretty much to the normal boat. Also, it can only have 1 passenger inside since the chest is taking up one of the passenger sides. Every boat type has a chest boat variant. So the mangrove wood, the new wood. We also got dark oak right here. We got acacia. We got jungle. We got spruce. We got birch. And of course, oak. If we can place it down. Oh, yep, there we go. And they all act exactly the same. And punching it, breaking it, actually keeps the chest inside, unlike minecarts. Which is interesting. That might be a bug, but Yeah, I am not sure. But when you put stuff inside, and then when you break it, the stuff still pops out, so it's not like a cheap shulker box or anything like that. Comparison time. So here we got mine carts, all of the variants, and then we got the boat variants right here. So if we were to break the normal boat, we would obviously get the boat itself. Yeah, and if we were to break the mine cart over here, we would get the mine cart itself. You obviously already knew that, but here we are, mine cart with chest. Breaking this will actually result in them splitting apart. Same with the furnace mine cart, the TNT minecart, and of course, the hopper minecart. Let's go ahead and break the chest boat again. Yep, we get the whole thing itself. So these are not able to be split apart again. Also, I noticed that the handle on the chest boat is bigger than normal chests. So let's just make this chest minecart again. Oh, apparently it's not directional like with the boats with chests. Okay then. Well, I guess this does make more sense, the minecart way. As you can see, the handle of the chest is normal sized, but over here on the chest boat, it seems pretty large. That might be a visual glitch, or maybe just the case of having the chest a little smaller to fit into the boat. Also, like we have furnace minecarts, which are useless, it will not be useless for the boat, because imagine just going into the ocean, killing fish, and then cooking it while you do your ocean adventures. But TNT boats or hopper boats, I would find useless. But the furnace boats, I hope becomes a reality. Also, with the chest boats, they can interact with hoppers. As you can see, all of my items are getting drained into this line of hoppers I created. As long as the hitbox of the boat is touching a hopper, it will drain the chests. So let's just move out, and as you can see, it stopped moving, and all of the items went into this normal chest right over here. So let's just park the boat on the hopper. It's even slightly on the hopper, but it is still draining. As long as the hitbox is touching, it will drain. Of course, if there is items in it. And everything that was being transported into the hoppers is now in this chest. You may or may not know this, but dispensers can place boats. See? Right there. But it does not work for the new boats, such as the mangrove boat for some reason, but does it work for the chest boat? Let's test that right now. So chest boat in here, flipping the lever, we'll just toss it. It's weird. I guess that was not programmed for the newer 1.19 boats. So let's grab these boats and put them in the dispenser that placed the oak boat, because you might think these dispensers just were placed wrong. So let's use this one, destroy the boat, place these both in here, and flipping the lever will just do the same thing. So this is probably another bug with boats that hopefully is able to be placed with dispensers before the full release. It will also do the same thing with facing upwards dispensers. The boat with chest seems pretty cool and all, but how do you craft it? Well, I can answer that. It's very simple. Just use boat of choice and a chest, and there, you got your chest boat. It can be placed directional, unlike minecarts. I am not sure if I mentioned this, but crouching when you are out of the boat actually opens the chest. So I am crouching, and I open the chest. Not crouching would just make you sit inside the boat. Just like any other type of chest, opening a chest boat around the piglins would make them angry. So if we were to just crouch, open it, they all got angry. And same for you placing the boat, actually not placing it, but breaking it, the boat would make them angry too, but you are not able to tell since they are already mad at me. But who would have a chest boat in the nether anyway? There's no water here, and if you tried to sail the ocean, it would burn up along with your stuff. This snapshot also brings a parity change, so all types of leaf blocks are now able to be waterlogged. Literally all types. All right here. All 9 of them. All of them are waterlogged. And that makes me curious. What about the Sculk? I know, but you probably do not, so let's grab all the Sculk blocks and test if they are waterloggable since they are all different shapes. Sculk sensors have been and are silent underwater too, but the Sculk Shrieker is also waterloggable, and it can also shriek underwater too. We actually already tested that. Sculk veins can be waterlogged too, but the 2 full blocks are obviously full blocks, so are not able to even be waterlogged. Also, I found a bug with the mangrove leaves, so that's the mangrove leaves. And this is the oak leaf right here, so Silk touching it drops it, of course, but mangrove leaves, it does not drop currently. Hopefully that changes. But at least hoe is the most efficient tool for mangroves, unlike the last snapshot. This surprises me, but you are still currently not able to make renewable clay like that was shown on Minecraft Live. Was not in last snapshot, not in this snapshot. I tried turning up the tick speed, no water is even in the cauldron, and I've been letting this sit here for the whole video, but the mud is still mud, and the clay is not appearing. So this kind of scares me if this will not end up making it to the game, because I really liked this feature. Just like every other snapshot, this snapshot brings a whole ton of bug fixes. They are all right here. Most of them have to do with the last snapshot, and all of those are fixed. Well, mostly. There is also a very important and broken bug that was fixed in this snapshot too. Let me see if I can find it. Oh, yeah, right here. This bug. And the dragon fight is not triggered upon entering the end. So if you entered the end in a survival world in the last snapshot, I am so sorry, but you're probably just going to be stuck there forever unless you turn on cheats. And that is everything in this snapshot. This snapshot released last Thursday, and I know I am late on it. I just want to make sure I covered everything in this snapshot pretty much. I hope I did a good job, and I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please consider leaving a like on the video. That would really help me and the video out. And also subscribe and turn on post notifications so you never miss another video from me, Melodic Cashew. If you like these styled videos, I will try my best to do a good job on every single snapshot in the future, so stick around for those. I will see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.